podcast with your girl, Anne with an E.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Root of the Science podcast with your girl, Anne with an E. If you are new here, welcome to the show. It is such a pleasure to have you listening. And if you are a regular, thank you so much for returning. Absolutely love having regulars come back onto the show. Remember that you can share this to somebody, and also just a gentle reminder that if you would like to comment on this episode, on a past episode, you can do that. And remember that you can send a message if you think you should be on the show, or if you know somebody who we should speak to. Now, let's get into today's episode. So if you're listening to this episode on the day that it is released, which is the 12th of February, 2024, then yesterday would have been the 11th, of course, right? So on the 11th of February, every single year, it is the International Day of Women and Girls in Science. It's a celebration to celebrate all the wonderful work that women and girls in science are doing globally. Now, on this, we thought, why not have a woman in science who is actually doing some amazing work? And that brings us to our guest today. In this episode, we are so happy to host Asonele Kotu, the founder of Femconnect. She is a social impact entrepreneur. Asonele has been leveraging technology to redefine access to equal sexual and reproductive health care. As an entrepreneur, and also the Youth Lead Ambassador for South Africa in 2020, a former Mandela Washington Fellow, Asonele brings a unique perspective showcasing the powerful intersection of business, advocacy, and social impact. Tune in as we hear about all of the wonderful work that she does and so much more. Let's go. Hi, Asonele. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Anne. Thank you for having me on the show.
It is such a pleasure to chat to you today, and I'm so excited to get to know more about you and what you do. Just briefly, for the listeners out there, would you kindly introduce yourself?
So I'm Asonele Kotu. I am from Cape Town, South Africa. I'm the founder of Femconnect, and I started an organization where we wanted to focus on advancing girls or helping girls that were going through period poverty, but also we needed to understand that it's not just period poverty. They go through period poverty and then they get to a point where they want to understand, how do I do menstruation, or how do I do family planning and everything. So we wanted to take them through that process, right? So we started with period poverty, and then after we started with period poverty, we said, okay, fine, let's take the girl child through the whole process that they need to go through it. And that's what Femconnect is about. We provide an online platform that allows them to go through the whole process, whether we are there or not, but they can do it online. And that's who we are.
Fantastic. That's absolutely so amazing. And I like how you said that you're taking a holistic approach where it's not just one problem, but it interconnects with a bigger issue, right? And really taking them through the whole process. And in your experience, how has that empowered the girl child or the women who are involved in this initiative?
We've been working with plus 2,000 girls right now that are in different schools, and we've realized the conversations that we have with them, it starts from menstruation, and then after menstruation, they're like, Sissy, okay, look, I'm so scared to talk about sexual stuff with my mom. But can I talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, you can talk to me. But if you don't want to talk to me, you can do the WhatsApp line, or you can go online, or you can talk to an online. And they're like, Sissy, at home, it's like a taboo when we speak about these things. And I'm like, look,
Mm, mm,
you don't have to feel scared. The reason why we started and we came in and we said, okay, from the time that you start your period, because we realize after your period, you're going to go through a process. And then after you go through the process, you're going to be like, oh, now I want to experiment with sex, but I
mm.
don't know who to speak to.
Yeah.
So we want to be the people that are there, right? And it's amazing how they come back to us and they say to us, look, I don't know how to speak to my mom about this problem. I don't know how to speak to my brother about this problem. I don't know how to speak to my sister about this problem. And that's what we've realized, is that the young girls, they come back to us and they say to us, please help us. We don't know where to go to. We don't know who to speak to. We're scared to go to the clinic because there's an auntie in the clinic that's going to tell our mom that
Yes.
we are doing family planning.
Mm,
Um, and we don't want that.
mm.
And it has been so amazing that they've opened up to us. And like what I can say is that we're having the last session with them, but we've realized that they trust us. They
Yeah.
really trust us. There's a trust relationship that we have.
Mm,
And then that trust relationship is the trust relationship that they should have with the public clinic, but they don't
mm,
have it with the public clinic.
mm.
And we're trying to figure out a way as to how do we link them to a clinic so that they can trust the clinic, because we don't have the contraceptives. The
Yeah.
clinic has the contraceptives, and we're trying to figure out a way as to how we can work out around that.
Amazing. So we touched on the idea that there's some stigma that these young girls
There
face when
is, there
talking
definitely is.
about issues of sex, period, etc. So talk me through how Femconnect works practically. You mentioned about a WhatsApp chat. So how does, if I'm a young child, I have a 13-year-old sister, by the way. So it's that fun time where she's at that point where
Mm.
she's wanting to ask a young question.
She's
So
asking
how
the questions,
yes.
asking the questions.
Yes.
I
So how
love it.
does
I love it.
someone like my
So,
13-year-old
so how
sister
we
do it?
work,
Mm,
we've got a couple of schools that we work with, and we've also got an online platform. So we go to the school on a monthly basis, quarterly basis. We are at the schools and we drop off some sanitary pads and we talk to the girls. But also, we've got an online platform whereby girls can ask the questions, right? So it's not restricted only to Cape Town girls,
okay.
because just because we go to Cape Town schools, it doesn't mean that it's restricted to Cape Town schools.
Sure.
So when you go on our online platform, or on our app, right? When you download our app, you can ask questions and be like, okay, fine, I am Ulihle from Isoweto. I just want to find out about this and this and this and this. Lihle, we will answer you right there and then, because it's either through WhatsApp or it's either through the online platform, right? And then what we're also working on is that we have partnered up with a couple of schools in Joburg. So we will be doing work in Joburg. We
Yes.
will be in Joburg physically. We will be in Joburg physically, where we're doing it drop-offs, where we're doing school visits and everything. But for now, all they can do is online, WhatsApp, and e-call platform. They can call.
I think that's a great start, that you're utilizing technology because we do live in the digital era. Um,
Mm.
and just because, okay, pardon me, can you hear the rain or
I
is
can
it,
hear you.
okay, you can hear it. Is it too bad?
No, 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 I can hear you clearly.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so let me just start again. Um, I love the fact that you're using technology to really help children or the young girls into accessing this type of information because we really do live in a technological era, and also I think there's that ability where it's the being a little bit anonymous can allow them to maybe open up. Do you think that
Mm,
also
mm.
helps as opposed to the school visits alone?
No, they want to be anonymous.
Yeah.
That's what we've figured out. They want to be anonymous. They don't want the parents to know. They don't want people to know what they busy doing. Even the family planning staff, they want to be anonymous. So it's such a discreet service that we are providing to young people because they don't want to be known. That's the thing. They don't want to be known.
Yeah. They don't want to be
And then
known. Sorry, go ahead.
we need to respect their privacy because they don't want to be known,
Mm,
and we need to give them the right information to say to them, as much as you don't want to be known, but know that, okay, when you're doing family planning, do this. When you're doing abortion, do this. When you're doing whatever you're doing, this is the information that we give you, but they don't want to be known. The discretion, the discretion is the number one thing that they want. And that's what we figured out for the past 3 years.
mm,
And we've compared ourselves to other people that are also doing the same work. And all of them say the same thing. The young people don't want to be known.
mm.
They don't want to go to the clinic. They want to do it online.
Yeah, so it's like they don't want to be known, but they still want the information. And I think
Oh,
that's the most important
they
part.
want the information, but they don't want to go to the clinic because
Yeah.
they feel at the clinic they are stigmatized
Mm,
and you know discriminated and everything. So they don't want to go to the clinic. They would rather do it online.
mm. No, completely understandable. You mentioned that you've been doing this work for a couple of years now, and the Femconnect app has actually been recognized and awarded for the wonderful work that you're doing. You won um, the Apps for Africa competition in 2019. But I just want us to now talk more on the technicalities of building an app, particularly a women's health app. And, so how for you has that journey been in developing a successful startup like you have over the years?
It's been difficult. I won't lie. It's been
Mm,
difficult because um, regulation in our country is not yet ready for telehealth.
okay.
So if we talk about um, the regulation around supply, if we talk about regulation around every other regulatory body, they're not ready. They have not been ready. Even at the time of COVID, they were not ready.
Yeah.
So now startups have moved forward and startups have gone forward, but the government is behind, you know? And yeah, I really don't want to talk too much on this topic, but what I can say is that the government is not ready. It's
Mm,
not ready. They're not at that point yet. Startups have moved forward 5
yeah.
steps before the government. The government is 5 steps behind.
So how do you navigate this? You know,
Um,
given the fact
we
that you've had experience. So if somebody's starting out, what advice would you say? Like, listen, these are the landmines that you're going to face.
It's difficult. For
Mm,
example, if I can talk about Femconnect, right? It's
mm,
very difficult. For example, with Femconnect, right? We want to do distribution um of contraceptive products, right? And then if we want to do distribution of contraceptive products, they asked me and they said, okay, fine. Are you gonna do distribution? I said, I'm not gonna keep any products with me, but we are just facilitating the process. And they said, okay, if you're facilitating the process, you need a distribution license. But they never had a process in place as to,
oh,
okay, as a distributor, this is what you have to do. This is
mm,
what you have to apply for. You know,
mm,
the law is not ready for us.
mm.
The
Oh,
technology is moving forward, but the law, the government is not ready for us.
I can imagine how frustrating that must be for you
Super,
and all the people who want
super.
to do all the work that you want to do. What a really
We come with all these innovations, but the
mm,
government is not at the level that they need to be at to meet us at. So we come with these innovations and they're like, huh? We're not ready. We're not ready. And then we have to wait for them. We can't get regulation because they're not ready for us.
oh man.
They're not
Yeah.
ready for us. No, they're
I
not.
can I can hear the frustration, but I hope I'm not sure what to say.
It's been 3 years. It's been three
Yeah.
years. They're not. No, it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years. They're not ready. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years of me communicating with them. You can communicate with them again. They know it's been 3 years of me communicating with them and saying, okay, where do we go from here? There is no straight point that said, okay, you need to go this direction. They don't even know the direction that I need to go.
Mm. So is it that they okay, maybe you can't answer this, but maybe this is not necessarily a question of if you can maybe, but do you think it's a matter of them not having the knowledge on how to do it or just in terms of some mm,
They don't have
mm.
the law in place. The only place they don't have the law in place. They don't have the law in place. That's
Oh
all.
man, what a difficult place for wonderful like work like this that is caught up in such a lot of red tape.
They don't. They don't have the law
Yeah.
in place. They just don't have the law in place.
So so in the meantime you have to find other means of working around this, right? Mm.
Yeah.
No, I can understand. I can
Mhm.
understand. And um I wanted to chat on another conversation, but just speaking on the role of technology. We spoke on the challenges, but now I want to look at it on the flip side. So as innovators, people and startups, they are 5 steps ahead of government, like you said. But on the positive end, if this was a perfect world, what do you how do you think technology and even innovation plays a role in addressing these needs of family planning, as outlined in SDG 3, for example, 3.71, and in terms of just the future, if everything worked well, how do you think technology is just gonna be that possible I don't know what the word is, savior for in terms of women's health and family planning services in an optimistic way?
That's my dream. That is my dream. And you know what? I hope it happens. At the end of the day, the clinics in South Africa are not equal. The clinics in South Africa, people in the most disadvantaged areas do not have access to the clinics in South Africa. Let's start there.
Yeah.
They don't have access to the clinics in South Africa. 60% of people in South Africa go for family planning in these clinics that do not have access to them. Okay, so what do? We need to open the doors for people to come into these clinics Monday to Sunday, not Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday. They need to come into the clinics Monday to Sunday. Number two, the other thing is that the government tells us, oh, 4 to 5, okay, these people can. No, we need to make 24 hours clinics open. And we need to have online facilities like Femconnect so that people can be able to do online family planning services. So if they can't come during the day, they can do online. That's what we want to do, right? That's what we want to introduce. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, I cannot speak on South Africa's disparity. We are such a disparate country. Everything is just like I'm doing it with my hands and you can't see it. But everything in this country is just disproportionate.
Yeah.
The poor are poor, the rich are rich. That is how South Africa is. And that is why healthcare in South Africa is the way that it is. That is why education in South Africa is the way that it is. That is why a lot of things in South Africa are the way that they are, right? And Femconnect is just trying to bridge the healthcare part, not the we're trying to do menstrual health, period poverty, and everything. That's the educational part. But there are many things in South Africa where we are disparate, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No.
So
Go ahead.
So what I'm trying to say to you is that I can explain to you if you want to ask questions as to the business model and everything, I can explain to you all that stuff. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to explain to you is that this is where we are as a country. This is what we want to solve as Femconnect. And this is the drive that we want to do.
I hear you. I hear you. And we still have a very long way to go, but I think it takes organizations like yourselves who are against all odds, against all the cards which are stacked against you, you still motivated to make a difference. And hopefully one day in the near future, government in South Africa, helps you get to where you need to, because like you said, you're only doing the one small aspect of a very
we
big
can
problem.
We can only do a small aspect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of a very big problem.
Mm.
So, Asonele,
I mean, there's 7 million girls. There's 7 million girls that suffer from period poverty. We only do an aspect of that. There's over 500 million girls, menstrual health problems in the world. And we're just doing a fraction of that. And I ask myself, okay, where are we now? What are we doing? We've only reached 2,000 girls, but we want to reach more. So, yeah.
There's still a long way to go. So, is there
There's still a long way to go.
Is there ways where if somebody's listening or people who might be interested in helping you reach your mission, who are inspired by the work that you do, how can people get involved?
We'd like to reach 1 million girls in Africa. Across. Look, the problem is not a uniquely South African problem.
Of course.
Our problem, it cuts across East Africa, West Africa, Northern Africa, wherever in Africa, right? Whoever that wants to assist Femconnect can come onto our website and say, okay, I want to assist in West Africa. I want to assist in East Africa. I want to assist in South Africa. Wherever you want to assist, we are looking for people to partner up with. Because at the end of the day, our problem is not uniquely South African.
Yes, that's
It is an African problem. It's a global problem. It's a global problem. It is not a uniquely South African problem. So everyone that is everywhere that is listening right now, I reach out to you and I'm asking you if you can help 1 million girls in Africa. Okay, connect with Femconnect. Let's do the work together. And then let's see how we move forward together.
No, for sure. It's definitely not a problem unique to South Africa. And I think it needs collaboration, and it needs partnership. Pioneering something amazing like this will require partnership and not working in a silo. And I believe with the amount of passion that you sound like you have, I'm sure with collaboration and the right support, even despite the odds, I think you might be very close in reaching that number of 1 million. And I'm sure from that, so many young women. Yeah.
I hope so. I really hope so. I really hope so. And that number is not strictly for South Africa. It is an African number. It means we reach every African community. It doesn't matter whether you're East Africa, West Africa, wherever in Africa, as long as you are a girl in Africa, if we reach you, if we touch your life, and if we help you, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. It doesn't have to be sub-Saharan Africa. Everywhere where we can go, let's touch every single girl and let her be emancipated.
I absolutely love that. No, amazing. And I look forward to following you and following the work that you do. And I hope even from this conversation right now, somebody is listening or they know someone, and hopefully they can connect them or themselves to Femconnect. Asonele, it's been amazing chatting with you this afternoon, although short, but it's been amazing to learn about what you do despite the challenges. I honestly had a great conversation, and I really enjoyed chatting with you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me today.
It's an absolute pleasure. And to everyone who's tuned in, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Root of the Science podcast with your girl, Anne with an E. Until next time, goodbye.